Hello.
Hi.
I am here with a Mind Rebel Academy alumni, Deepshikha, the wonderful and amazing Deepshikha. And we are here to talk about your experience. You just recently graduated from the practitioner
Mm-hmm.
training.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to jump on here to talk about your experience with the program.
Wonderful. I would love to talk about my experience.
Yeah. So why don't we start? So I'm curious, Dee, and you and I have had these discussions before, but
Yeah.
just like now in kind of retrospect, what drew you to this program? What drew you to being a yes?
Yeah, it's very interesting because I have thought about this, Taryn, before that what drew me to Mind Rebel Academy. And of course, you were one of the big reasons. I had seen you, we were in a mastermind together, and we had talked a couple of times before. And I remember you had done a training where you explained the Mind Rebel method.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been on a personal growth journey for now many, many years. And I had made a lot of progress. But when I heard the Mind Rebel method, something inside me clicked. And something inside me said that, I can't even explain it. It was like click, like something clicked inside of me. And I was like, oh, this is the missing piece. Like this is what might be the missing piece that's holding me back from going full out, from getting over all my limiting beliefs, from accepting myself as who I am. And I honestly, I wasn't 100% sure, but I knew that there was this calling. And I know better now that it was my ego saying that. It was actually my mind rebel saying no, this
Yeah.
maybe this is not it. But I listened to that calling, I listened to that inner voice, and I said yes. And even when I said yes, I wasn't sure what I
Mm-hmm.
was going to get, but I kind of surrendered to what is it that is in here for me inside the Mind Rebel Academy. And of course, like I think a month or a couple of weeks down inside the program, I knew why I was there. I knew that this was exactly what I needed. This was that last piece of the puzzle that I needed to, I wouldn't even say whole, but to peel back some of the layers that had clung on to me for so long.
Yeah. And so, Dee, would you say that you joined for more personal reasons, like for
Mhm.
your personal development, or was it to become like to have these tools inside of your business as a coach?
I thought that I was joining. The reason that I had given myself was that I am joining to become a better coach.
Yeah.
But the actual reason that I was joining was for my personal growth.
Right.
Because I don't think I can even help others before I help myself.
Right. It's like we need to be so clear. We need to have the tools. We need to
Yeah.
do work in order
Yes.
to give that to other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, beautiful. So Um, what was there like a moment for you or like some kind of like key shift that happened for
Mhm.
you inside of the process? Because of course the practitioner training is a 12-week
Yes.
journey. We do peel back many layers and
Yes.
we do so much discovery. Was there a moment for you that really stands out of this like almost like this transformational moment that changed
Yes.
for you?
Oh, absolutely. So, of course, like you are with us through and through, and we had the book, and you coach us through, you take us through the material. And I feel like, seeing the material is one thing, and going through the program is one thing, but experiencing it on ourselves is another.
Yeah.
So I was in this moment of being triggered. I was in my rebel mind. I was in this yucky mucky place of feeling horrible. And that was when I was able to see that, this is what this is. This is the process that Taryn is teaching. And of course, you were there for me, and the other coach, Caitlin, was there for me. And you were able to, really coach me to move through this. But also, you were able to show me that this is what you're doing. So it was a very strange feeling where I was in my body and I was going through it. And I was also outside my body and I was witnessing myself go through it. So I think that was the moment where I realized why I was here, what was the reason. And that was the moment where it clicked for me that this is how the mind rebel is supposed to help me in going back to being my most authentic self, which is what you talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love that because so much of the training is about, okay, yes, moving you through the material, but it's like teaching you how to take these tools and to
Yeah,
take this method for the rest of your life, like
exactly.
carry with you the rest of your life. So it's
Yeah,
a self-coaching methodology.
absolutely. Yeah, and I feel like now that I have that tool, I can move through anything. Like, I have the tool with me. No matter if I'm being triggered on a smaller scale or on a bigger scale, it's the same tool. So I can use it and move through any kind of emotions and get back to my aligned state at any point of time.
Yeah, I love that. Dee, how would, you are a brilliant business mentor, and I often ask you questions, business mentorship questions, but Dee, how would you describe this to someone who had no clue what the Mind Rebel Academy or what the Mind Rebel method is? How would you describe this to someone?
That's going to be hard.
I know, it is
I
hard.
know it's very hard, right,
I
to
struggle with
describe it to
it.
people, but it's like you have to experience it to know what it is. Um, what I would say is that so we are now that I've gone through the process, I can see that people are in their rebel state. So it's
Mhm.
almost like yesterday I was listening to this book, Tyron, and the author was talking about how she has named this voice inside her head. She's named it something, and I
Mhm.
was like, that's the mind rebel method.
Right,
So
right.
what I would say is that we all have those voices inside our head which tells us that, oh, you're not good enough, you can't do this, or that's irritating to me right now, or that's annoying to me right now. But we also have this like sense of calm and peace where we're joyful, we're happy, we're grateful, we're like pure love. And the mind rebel method is going to teach you how to stay in that joyful aligned state more and more than in that rebel
Yeah,
triggered state. And I feel like there's so many people who are living in that triggered state now. I used to be living in that place so many times. So the
absolutely.
Mind Rebel Academy and the Mind Rebel method doesn't only teach you how to get to that place whenever you are in the triggered state. That is, of course, the tool, but also how to practice it so that you are spending more time in that pure love, joy, and aligned state than being in the triggered state. Because when you are in that pure love and joy, that's where magic happens. That's where things really work out for you. That's where you're making amazing decisions. That's where literally the universe is opening the doors to so many possibilities. That's where we are supposed to be. That's where, like, I feel like that's how children are born, and they're like pure
Right.
joy, right? That's the state. That's it. And I don't think anybody of us are in that state 100%.
Yeah, yeah.
We go back to that triggered state, but the tools that you teach, Darren, tell you to go to from that state, the triggered state, to the aligned state. And more we practice it. And I remember one of the program that you said, one of the classes, you said that the difference between being a student of this and being a master at this is that how quickly you
Yeah.
can move, something
And
like that.
proactively, can you?
Exactly. You
Yeah.
can even, like, see that, oh, you're being triggered,
Yes.
and you can prevent yourself from going to the triggered state.
Yes.
And of course, I'm a student at this right now. I'm not a master at it. But the method has shown me that it's okay for me to take my time, maybe a day, a
Yeah.
two, maybe like last week, the whole week I was in that rebel mind state.
But that's
But
what happens to me too. It's not like this magic pill that like makes the rebel mind go away. It's just this acceptance of this is part of being human.
yes, yes, and that's what you taught me, Taryn, that because I've been in the same situation before, and I would be so triggered, and then I would want to move out of it quickly, or I want it to go away, and that would make me even more triggered. And then there would be a ripple effect onto my families, onto my work, onto my relationship with my husband, and my friends, and my family. And now I just allow myself to be in that state, using the tools and being very patient with myself that, yes, I have the tools that I need to go back to that aligned, pure love, joy state. So I give myself that permission. So, I mean, I hope I was able to explain.
That's beautiful. Like I'm so glad we're recording this because like I just that was a beautiful description of what this is.
Yeah.
So Dee, how and where do you use this in your life now?
I definitely use it in my personal life, in my business, I actually use it for every decision making now. Like I am embodying this every day. And like I said, I'm still a student at this. I
That's
want
how
to
you
get,
become the master, right? Is
yes, I want to get a master at it.
yeah.
Yeah, like this is now top priority for me. So last week, I was sharing with you, I was in this, something happened and I was in this triggered state. And I had to do some work. I had to do some recordings for my program. I had to start working on new content. And I was super triggered. And for a moment, I was like, okay, I'm going to shut this down right now. I need to get my work done. But because I know better now, I was like, no, this is top priority. Living in my aligned state is top priority. So I shut everything down and I went back to my tools. I went back to, what you've taught me. And I spent the whole day there. And then, of course, it took me a couple of days to move out of, that triggered state. But for me, this is top priority because I see how it can, the ripple effect,
Right.
in your life, in your business, in your relationships. And honestly, that's how we want to live, right? That's the purpose.
Totally. It's like we can have all the success and the things and all of the outer things in the world, but if we're not
Yes,
in a state of alignment, none of that means anything.
exactly. Totally.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful, Dee. All right. So what would you, any like kind of words of wisdom, or what would you say to someone who
Mhm.
is really on the fence? Do they want to do this program or not? Any words of wisdom you would share?
Yeah, sure. I was talking to Diana, who's worked with you before. She's gone through the entire, practitioner training and the coaching training. And one thing that she told me was that, Dee, you're not going to regret it. And I'm going to say the same, that this is, you might not know that you need this right now, but when you're in the middle of it, that's when you will realize that, this is why I'm here. And the reason, if you're watching this video, if you've been following Taryn, if you've been even slightly interested in this, there is a reason why you've been here. And when you get into this, the whole, the whole picture will unfold in front of you. But like I said, you will not regret this. This is what you need, and your soul knows that. So follow that and get in the program.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, Dee. This was beautiful.
Welcome.
I'm just so, it's like women like you that I absolutely love working with.
Oh,
You're just all in, willing to do the work, willing to rip back the layers and look at the things and step in and be courageous with your life. You're just like you've just been such a joy to have in the academy, and
oh, thank
very, very grateful
you.
for you.
Thank you so much, Taryn. Thank you for all your support and help.
Beautiful. Thank you, Dee.